And at number 10, Bill Burr. On the latest episode of the Monday Morning Podcast, host Bill Burr put his support firmly behind Johnny Depp when it comes to this trial. Burr believes that Depp is winning the trial in the media, and he will most likely win the legal battle as well. On the podcast, Burr said he is not watching the trial because he's too big of a fan of Depp's to hear all the personal details of his life. Continuing, quote, "From what I've seen, the guy is destroying, and what's great about this is if he does expose this woman for lying, I'm wondering if all the people that, just accepted her lies about him, if they're going to apologize somehow." Burr even took aim at women's groups for not publicly coming out against Amber when so much of her story started to fall apart. Quote, "All these women's groups that when they see a woman that lies like this, which really hurts their position because there are women out there that are in a relationship that this woman evidently lied and claimed that she was in." In number 9, Ireland Baldwin. In the midst of the defamation trial between Amber and Johnny, Ireland Baldwin took to social media to throw her support behind Johnny. While talking about the trial, she called Amber a, quote, "terrible person," and said she thought Heard was a liar. She wrote in the story, quote, "The thing is, I know women that are exactly like this. They're manipulative and cold, and they use their very womanhood to play victim and turn the world against the man because we live in a society where it's cool to say men are the worst." Baldwin then shared the audio recording where Heard admitted to getting physical with Depp, and she wrote that men can also experience domestic violence. She added, quote, "I hope Johnny gets his reputation and his life back, and I hope he's in like 5 more pirate movies." And at number 8, Lily Rose Depp. When Amber Heard's allegations first came out, Depp's daughter, Lily Rose, came to his defense against her. In May of 2016, she took to Instagram to state that, quote, "My dad is the sweetest, most loving person I know. He's been nothing but a wonderful father to my little brother and I, and everyone who knows him would say the same." Then when speaking about Lily Rose and Amber Heard's relationship in court, it was revealed that Lily Rose never liked Amber, and she decided not to go to their wedding. Johnny said on the stand, quote, "My daughter Lily Rose did not come to the wedding. She and Miss Heard were not on particularly great terms for several reasons." And at number 7, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan rarely keeps his opinions to himself, and that was no different in the case of Amber Heard. While speaking about the trial on his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, he slammed the actress for her blatant lies. Rogan said simply, quote, "You're seeing all the crazy come out." Rogan also clarified that he does not believe her allegations against him. Continuing, quote, "I'm watching this trial and it's a cautionary tale about believing in BS. Forming a narrative in your head like, we're rebels together. That's what I felt about Anthony Bourdain and his relationship to that crazy woman, Asia Argento." Rogan also brought up one bombshell from the trial where Milani Makeup debunked a claim that she used makeup to cover up bruising that she allegedly suffered at the hands of Johnny Depp. Rogan brought up the TikTok where the company confirmed that the makeup Heard claimed she used to cover up her bruises did not hit the market until after she was divorced from Depp. And at number 6, Laurie Holden. The Walking Dead's Laurie Holden defended Johnny back in 2016 and said she would do it again today. Back in 2016 when the allegations first came out, Holden tweeted, quote, "I for one am going to see Johnny Depp's new movie. His personal life is just that, personal. No one knows the real truth, so just zip it." At the time, she got lots of backlash, but with the tide now turning, Holden wanted to remind her followers that she saw the truth first. In April of 2022, the star quote tweeted an old tweet about her statement and wrote, quote, "Glad I did. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Just happy that 6 years later the world is finally catching up. The truth is now being revealed and there will be justice. Hashtag justice for Johnny Depp." Halfway at number 5, Paul Bettany. Paul Bettany is one of Johnny Depp's best friends in Hollywood, and during both defamation trials, their shocking texts were read to the world. Clearly during a very heated moment, Depp and Bettany were texting about Amber, and things got ugly, showing a different side to the men that fans had not seen before. In one conversation, Depp wrote, quote, "Let's burn Amber." Bettany then responded, quote, "I'm not sure we should burn Amber. She's delightful company and pleasing on the eye. We could of course do the English course of action and perform a drowning test. Thoughts? You have a swimming pool." Johnny then texted back, quote, "Let's drown her before we burn her." The pair also talked about what they might do to her body once she was dead. So very, very dark stuff. Based on what was said, it's clear that Bettany hates Amber and what she's done to his friend Johnny Depp. And at number 4, Candace Owens. Conservative commentator Candace Owens made her thoughts very clear during the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, and she clearly believes that Amber is lying. Owens tweeted April 2022, quote, "I'm on record calling Amber Heard a liar from day one. Many people don't realize that a sociopath was able to seamlessly destroy a man because of the #MeToo campaign. Never believe women, instead listen to women and men, but believe facts. #Justice for Johnny Depp." Any tweet from Owens is going to get a lot of different opinions, but it seems that most people agree that we need to rethink the way we listen to allegations of harm from partners. Many also praised Owens for being Team Johnny from the beginning. And at number 3, Paul Paul McCartney. Singer and musician Paul McCartney showed support for Depp in May of 2022 amidst his legal battle against Heard. During a Seattle concert, McCartney performed his song My Valentine, also playing the music video, which features Johnny Depp. One of the concert attendees posted a video of the song and captioned the video, quote, "Might be controversial to post this video with Johnny Depp, don't care." McCartney and Depp know each other personally, so much that McCartney defended him in the past, saying, quote, while speaking about Johnny, he said, quote, "I know him to only be a gentleman, and while I support women and the Me Too movement, I also know some women who have destroyed the lives of innocent and good men. Johnny Depp, P.S. verbal harm is not cool either, watch your tongue." In at number 2, James Franco. Even though James Franco is an A-list actor, for the most part he keeps a pretty low profile, so I'm confident he hates being so involved in this messy trial, especially considering he's been accused of inappropriate conduct with women in the past, and this trial is further shedding a light on that. The pair have worked together on multiple movies in the past, and when they shot 2015 The Adderall Diaries, Depp was convinced she was having an affair, which turned out to be true, as video footage showed the two getting cozy in an elevator. Heard claims when she saw James Franco that night, he asked about her bruises. In an audio recording shared in court, Depp told Heard, quote, "I become irrational when you're doing movies. I become jealous and effing weird, and we fight a lot more." I'm sure Franco also doesn't like that he's on the side of Amber Heard, who is quickly losing public support. And finally, number 1, Elon Musk. Heard was in a brief relationship with the billionaire in 2017 following her split from Depp, and now Musk is involved in this messy suit, as he gave Heard money and resources when she needed it. Specifically, Musk has been deemed responsible for all of Heard's donations to charities, meaning she got to keep the money that she won in her divorce. During the trial, we learned that the ACLU has so far received over $1.3 million in total. Elon gave $500,000, Depp donated $100,000, and another $350,000 was given from a fund at investment firm Fidelity. In court, it was alleged that the Fidelity funds also came from Elon Musk. Finally, only $350,000 came from Heard, even though she pledged to give $3.5 million to the organization. Elon paid the money because he believed Heard was desperate, but if he finds out that she was lying, he will not only be furious, he also might want his money back. And at number 10, Johnny Depp. I don't think I really have to explain this one all that much, but it's clear that nobody hates Amber Heard more than Johnny Depp. Because of her accusations, which may or may not be true, Johnny's reputation has taken a huge hit, and it's cost him multiple lucrative acting gigs. The exes are currently in court settling their massive defamation lawsuits. Johnny is suing Amber for $50 million, claiming she lied when she accused him of physically her. She's countersuing him for $100 million for defamation, claiming he coordinated a smear campaign against her. A key date in their trial is April 22nd of 2016. On this day, Amber threw a birthday party for herself at their penthouse. Johnny allegedly showed up late and then left, but Amber claims that before leaving he threw a bottle at her. Then the next morning, Depp got a call from their housekeeper stating that there was poop on his side of the bed. Johnny immediately thought it was from Amber or one of her friends as a way to get back at him. So clearly there's a lot of tension there, and hopefully we get to the truth. In at number 9, Winona Ryder. When Amber Heard first came out against Depp, many of Depp's former girlfriends came to his defense against her, to support Depp's claims that he was never violent with her like she claimed. Winona and Johnny dated from 1989 to 1993, and the pair were very serious, so much so that everyone was convinced they would get married, although they never did. At the time of the allegation, Ryder made a statement saying in part, quote, "From my experience, which was so wildly different, I was absolutely shocked, confused, and upset when I heard the accusations against him. The idea that he is an incredibly violent person is the farthest thing from the Johnny that I knew and loved. I cannot wrap my head around these accusations." Ryder made a point to say her interactions with him may have been different than Heard's, but in her experience, these accusations are shocking. In at number 8, Javier Bardem. Actor Javier Bardem also spoke openly about Johnny Depp. In his statement, Bardem not only supported Depp, but took some clear digs at Amber Heard. He said, quote, "I love Johnny because he is a good human being, trapped in the lies and manipulations of toxic beings, and yet smiling and loving us all in spite of it. How? Through his music, through his acting, through his silence. This means a lot. Thank you, Johnny. Millions of others like me love you deeply." Bardem did not only want to share how loving and caring that Johnny Depp is as a person, he also wanted to add that Depp is trapped in the lies and manipulations of toxic beings. It doesn't take much to put two and two together. Clearly the toxic being he's referring to is none other than Amber Heard. In at number 7, Penelope Cruz. Another star who came to Depp's side as a character witness was Penelope Cruz. Cruz and Depp have never had a romantic relationship, but they have worked alongside each other so much that Cruz felt she had a good enough opinion of him to share. In her statement at the time, Cruz wrote, quote, "I've seen Johnny in so many situations and he's always kind to everyone around. He's one of the most generous people I know. During 6 months of my first pregnancy, I spent every single day with him while we shot Pirates of the Caribbean. My husband and I will never forget the sweetness, protection, and kindness that he treated me with every single step of that process." In at number 6, Vanessa Paradis. Johnny's ex-wife, Vanessa Paradis, who he has a good relationship with, also came forward to defend him. Depp and the French star met on the set of Roman Polanski's film The Ninth Gate and were together for around 14 years from 1998 to 2012. During their time together, the couple had 2 children, but never decided to get married. During the allegations, Paradis said, quote, "Through all these years, I've known Johnny to be a kind, attentive, generous, and non-violent person and father. I'm aware of the allegations which Amber Heard has publicly accused Johnny of for more than 4 years now. This is nothing like the true Johnny that I have known, and from my personal experience of many years, I can say he was never violent to me." Halfway number 5, Sia. Sia is another star who publicly came out in support of Depp and against Amber Heard. Sia does not seem to have any close connection to either star. However, based on what she's seen, she believes that Johnny is innocent. Sia posted to Twitter in October of 2020, saying, quote, "Just showing my public support for Johnny Depp. I mean, I'd love him to get clean and stop with the jewelry, but he is clearly the victim after hearing those tapes." Sia also called out Elon Musk, who was in a relationship with Heard at the time. Sia accused Musk of giving Heard the $7 million that she donated after winning her divorce lawsuit. Heard initially claimed that she would donate whatever money she made from the divorce, but when she ended up pocketing it instead, Elon came to her rescue with the money. And at number 4, J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling got in some hot water after she decided to cast Depp as Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts franchise. At the time of the casting, Heard had just come out with her accusations, and all of Hollywood was turning on him. However, Rowling defended her choice and chose to stand by Depp. She said in a statement, quote, "For me personally, the inability to speak openly to fans about this issue has been difficult. However, the agreements that have been put in place to protect the privacy of 2 people, both of whom have expressed a desire to get on with their lives, must be respected. Based on our understanding of the circumstances, the filmmakers and I are not only comfortable sticking with our original casting, but genuinely happy to have Johnny playing a major character in the movie." So here Rowling makes it seem like she knows more of what's happened behind the scenes and believes Depp over Heard. In at number 3, Kate James. Kate James, Amber Heard's former personal assistant, has been a key witness in the defense of Johnny Depp. James testified in court that she never saw Johnny get physical with Heard. James also shared some interactions with Heard where Heard was violent with her. Apparently once when the assistant asked for a raise, Heard spit in her face. James also testified that Heard would get into fits of rage and send angry text messages into the very early hours. James also testified that Heard was rarely sober and was generally under the influence of something that affected her cognitive abilities. When speaking about Depp's demeanor, Kate James said only good things, describing the actor as, quote, "shy like a total southern gentleman," supporting all the other witness statements that describe him as nothing but a good man. In at number 2, Doug Stanhope. Back when Johnny Depp was being attacked by the media, he was not able to defend himself because he was in the middle of some lawsuits, so his good friend Doug Stanhope came to his defense. Stanhope published a piece online detailing all of Amber's manipulative lies and stated that Amber was making all these false allegations for monetary gain. He said in the essay that he knew that Amber planned to, quote, "blackmail his friend," adding, quote, "We watched her manipulate and mess with him for years. We didn't say a word. To each other, yes, but never to him." Apparently Depp even told Stanhope that Heard was threatening to lie about him publicly in any and every way if he didn't agree to her terms. Doug and his friends believe that Heard is a very good actor who seems like a different person to the public. And finally, number 1, David Yates. In the midst of J.K. Rowling's backlash for the casting of Fantastic Beasts, the director of the franchise, David Yates, also chimed in to defend Depp. He said in a statement at the time, quote, "Honestly, there's an issue at the moment where there's a lot of people being accused of things. They're being accused by multiple people and it's compelling and frightening. With Johnny, it seems to me that there was one person who took a pop at him and claimed something. I can only ever tell you about the man I see every day. He's full of decency and kindness, and that's all I see. Whatever accusation was out there doesn't tally with the kind of human being that I've been working with." So here it seems that Yates compared the accusations against Depp to other Hollywood men like Weinstein and Spacey, who had multiple people come out against them, insinuating that since only one woman has spoken badly about Johnny Depp, there's a chance this one person is lying, aka Amber.
Number 10. Drew Barrymore. Santa Clarita Diet actress Drew Barrymore fell under fire for comments that she had made about both Johnny Depp and Amber Heard on her show, The Drew Barrymore Show. She had been speaking with actor Anthony Anderson when they got onto the topic of the trial. Barrymore went on to say that both the people involved in the trial were insane and crazy for sharing this part of their lives with the world. She said, "It's like one layer of crazy. It's a 7-layer dip of insanity. I know that these are two people's real lives, and I know what it's like to have your life put out in public. I understand all the feelings, but they're actually offering up all this information that nobody had to know. This is crazy." People immediately clapped back at her for her comments, taking issue with how she had mocked the trial and made fun of the two people involved in it. Drew quickly took to Instagram to issue an apology, saying, "I just want to deeply apologize and appreciate everyone who spoke out, because this can be a teachable moment for me and how I move forward and how I conduct myself." Number 9. Greg Ellis. Actor Greg Ellis worked alongside Johnny Depp during the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, and he also stood at his side throughout the trial. He has also been a strong believer and supporter of the hashtag #MenToo movement that went along with the hashtag #MeToo movement. He made one tweet saying, "Johnny Depp is innocent, Amber Heard is guilty. Now can we have a hashtag #MenToo dialogue rather than a hashtag #MeToo monologue?" Likely a clap back to Amber Heard's response to the loss, where she said that the trial was a setback for women, survivors of inappropriate mistreatment, and the Me Too movement as a whole. Ellis clearly wanted to highlight the fact that men are also victims in the statement that he made. When the trial concluded and the verdict was reached, he tweeted out, "He did it, they did it, we did it, we won. The truth won out." Obviously highlighting that he had been on the side of Johnny throughout the entirety of the trial, even retweeting Depp's thank you letter and saying, "Plant your flag for Johnny Depp." Number 8. Naomi Campbell. While many celebs chose to take either the side of Johnny Depp or Amber Heard, model and actress Naomi Campbell chose to be on the side of Kate Moss, praising her for standing up against Amber Heard and showing the world that Amber Heard had been a liar. This being in reference to Heard alleging Johnny Depp had pushed Kate Moss down the stairs, which Kate Moss confidently denied, showing us the statement had no truth to it. After Kate's testimony, Naomi Campbell posted an Instagram story saying, "Yes, Wagon, tell it." Wagon being a nickname that Campbell had been using to refer to Moss for years. This post also highlighted a screenshot of an article about Moss's appearance in the trial. With Naomi so excited about Kate exposing Amber's lies, it's no doubt that Naomi probably had some animosity towards Amber and her statements and lies throughout the trial. Number 7. Meghan McCain. American television personality Meghan McCain spoke out about how she felt that both parties in the trial were toxic. While she tried to remain impartial and not take any sides, she made comments that point to her not particularly liking Depp or Heard. She said in the Daily Mail, "If there's any truth to any of it, Depp and Heard had one of the most toxic, dysfunctional, and violent relationships since Sid and Nancy," referring to Sid Vicious of the Sex Pistols and his girlfriend Nancy Spungen. She also criticized the public's views of the trial and how people had been siding with Depp early on, saying, "We should have never blindly believed Heard's accusations and stood by while Depp was stripped of his career, and we should not make up for it now by automatically siding against Heard. The lesson we should take from all of this is that due process is essential, and we must trust but verify when the lives, careers, and reputations of both sides hang in the balance." Number 6. Chris Rock. Comedian Chris Rock is no stranger to throwing a few punches in his jokes and receiving a few in return, as we saw Will Smith do when he got up on stage during the Oscars to defend his wife for a joke that Chris Rock made about her, which many viewing had deemed as offensive. During a comedy show in London, he started off talking about the trial by saying, believe all women except Amber Heard. Believe all women being in reference to a movement to believe women when they speak up about mistreatment. He then continued on to throw shade at her for the alleged situation where she defecated on Johnny Depp's side of the bed. I'll quote him, but for YouTube's sake, I'll be replacing the word shit with the word poop. Here we go. She pooped in his bed. She's fine, but she's not pooping fine. She pooped in his bed. Once you poop in someone's bed, you just guilty of everything. What the f is going on there? Wow, and they had a relationship after that, saying that Amber Heard was attractive, but not so attractive that she could ever get away with defecating on someone's bed. Number 5. Sharon Osbourne. Television host Sharon Osbourne has been pretty outspoken with her support of Johnny Depp and what she thinks about Amber Heard, oftentimes calling Johnny both a gentle soul and a good human being. But here's what she had to say about Amber Heard. At any time she could have left. She wasn't a little wallflower. She was a mover and shaker in town. I mean, look who she went with right after him. So she wasn't some innocent little wallflower. She knows the game. She knows how it goes. Also saying that to her it appeared as though Amber wanted to destroy him. By the end of it, she said on the show Lorraine that we all have ugliness in our relationships, but theirs was extreme, and that they both need to just move on with life. She said she honestly didn't expect Johnny Depp to win, but that she was glad he did. She was even present at his surprise musical performance with Jeff Beck, saying that she greatly enjoyed it, especially because Beck was playing some of Ozzy's music. Number 4. Eva Green. French actress and model Eva Green took to Instagram to share her support of Johnny Depp and her belief that Amber Heard was trying to take him down. Eva worked with Depp in the 2012 movie Dark Shadows, and it seems that that's where her support and approval of the man comes from. On Instagram, she posted a photo of the two together on the red carpet of the movie to her just over 1 million followers. In the caption of the photo posted on May 19th, she said, "I have no doubt Johnny will emerge with his good name and wonderful heart revealed to the world, and life will be better than it ever was for him and his family." Many people in her comments, as with most people on the internet, seem to agree with her seeing Johnny as the victim of the story and painting Amber Heard as the villain. Commenters saying things like, "Love this," "Thank you Eva," and "Thank you for supporting him." It seems many of Depp's past co-workers came out to support him and stand up for his name and character throughout the trial. Number 3. Trisha Paytas. YouTube celebrities didn't stay silent about the trial either, as even internet celebrity and frequent topic of drama Trisha Paytas had something to say about the situation. At first, people thought that Trisha had been supporting Amber when they posted a YouTube video where they said that they could empathize with Amber because they had once been in a similar situation to her. When they saw a video claiming that they had supported Amber Heard, they denied this while in the car with their partner Moses, saying, "I saw a title today that was like Trisha Paytas defends Amber Heard. I was not defending her. I literally was just like, I can empathize with her." The YouTuber also went on to say that Heard should never work in Hollywood again until she shows remorse. They also previously spoke in a YouTube video about the trial saying, "I feel horrible for Johnny Depp. To be physically abused and in a society where you're the man being by a woman." While they appear to be in support of Depp and against Heard right now, they are known for often sticking themselves into drama and calling out people only to flip and go back on it later. So who knows what stance they'll have a week from now. Number 2. Aubrey O'Day. When Julia Fox tried to defend Amber Heard, singer and reality TV star Aubrey O'Day clapped back to stand up for Johnny Depp and slam Julia's opinion. Julia's opinion was that Amber never had any power in the relationship and thus wouldn't have been able to be the one who caused their mistreatment. She said, "You need to have power to be able to abuse it. She was 25. He clearly was always way more powerful, including physically and financially." This statement received mixed responses across all of social media, some people agreeing with her and some people thinking it was just plain incorrect. Aubrey O'Day was one of those, calling it a trash take. In her response on Twitter, she said, "Plenty of broke, short, skinny, non-famous people have abused their partner. Abuse is simply cruel and violent treatment of a person, power not being a necessary factor. Less powerful people abuse their more powerful partner out of jealousy all the time." People seem to appreciate her response, one reply saying, "I 100% agree with your statement. Very well said." Number 1. Kirstie Alley. Actress, producer, model, and television personality Kirstie Alley seems to share her opinion of Amber Heard with many of those who had been watching and following the trial closely. She was also another who seemed to criticize both of the people involved in the trial and found issue with the fact of how publicly the trial was shared and viewed. Many people said that the way people were following along and dissecting every second for drama and memes was a gross reflection of where our society is currently at. On May 17th, Kirstie took to her Twitter to say, "I don't quite understand this trial between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It seems just like a show. Can't quite figure out how it helps either one of them. Just seems like a typical day in the life of an extremely talented drug addict and an extremely beautiful narcissist. People in the replies seem to agree with her, saying things like, they're actors being used to distract us, and I'm embarrassed for them.
In at number 10, fired PR team. Before Amber Heard took the stand in her viral case against Johnny Depp, the actress decided to make a bold change and fired her PR team. Heard fired crisis management specialist Precision Strategies on April 28th after being subjected to bad headlines since the trial started. According to the New York Post, a source said Heard is, quote, frustrated with her story not being told effectively. Since support for Johnny Depp has significantly increased since the start of the trial, it's clear she desperately needed to change the narrative she's showing to the public. Insiders have stated that Heard was being represented by the top PR crisis firm, and the new firm has an uphill battle, as it's nearly impossible to undo the damage that's already been done to her reputation. It's claimed that she's hired Shane Communications as a replacement. And at number 9, her legal team. With all the conflicting stories that have come out about the testimony Heard's been telling in court, it's clear her legal team has an uphill battle in trying to defend her. During the trial, Heard's lawyers have been ripped to shreds, with the internet memeing their bad questions and hurting their professional reputations. Of course, her team has made a lot of blunders, but I'm sure it's not very easy to be in their position, representing someone that everyone is convinced is guilty. If Heard loses this trial, her and her lawyers will be a laughing stock. Even worse aspects of their private life are being made public. For example, one TikTok went viral during the trial, showing a woman that looked shockingly like Amber Heard's lawyer, Elaine Bradelhoft, standing in a crowd of fans waiting for Johnny Depp. We can assume it was not her, but it is an invasion of privacy either way. In at number 8, Aquaman executives. Since the Amber Heard scandal started, her role in Aquaman 2 has been a big point of conversation. Back when the internet was not sure which side to believe, DC announced that they were putting Amber Heard in the sequel film, which started a petition to get her cut from the film, which now has over 3 million signatures. Back when the execs made that decision, a producer for the sequel claimed that the social media hatred against Amber had no effect over their decision to cast her in the film, but I'm sure he's eating his words right about now. He said on a podcast, quote, I don't think we're ever going to react to honestly pure fan pressure. You gotta do what's best for the movie. We felt that if it's James Wan and Jason Momoa, it should be Amber Heard. That's really what it was. In light of the trial, it's been reported by a movie insider that Amber will apparently be featured in less than 10 minutes of screen time in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, although I'm not sure if that decision was made before or after the social media firestorm. And at number 7, Kate James. Amber Heard's former personal assistant Kate James testified against her in court, claiming that she was full of anger and horrible to work for. James testified that she never saw Depp get physical with Heard, but she did see Heard enter blind fits of rage on many occasions. Allegedly, Heard once spit in her assistant's face when she asked her for a raise. Along with this, Heard descended into screaming fits of blind rage, sent incoherent text messages at 4 a.m., and was often drunk and high on illegal substances. Then when asked about Johnny Depp, James had only positive things to say. James said when she interacted with Johnny Depp, he was very calm and almost shy, quote, like a total southern gentleman, James said. And at number 6, Cara Delevingne. Model Cara Delevingne is another celebrity who has been dragged into the case of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. It was claimed that Heard had a three-way affair with Cara Delevingne and Elon Musk. Allegedly, the three of them hooked up at Depp's downtown LA penthouse in late 2016 after Heard split from Depp. Sources close to Depp say he hasn't ruled out serving Delevingne with a subpoena to find out if she's any information that could prove useful to his case against ex-wife Amber Heard. After these rumors started to go viral, Musk shut down the claims. Page 6 reported that he never slept with Cara and they were only ever friends, saying, quote, Cara and I are friends, but we've never been intimate. She would confirm this. He also said he did not start seeing Amber until a month after her divorce filing. I'm sure that Cara does not like her private life getting pulled into this mess, especially considering she likes to stay out of the spotlight. Halfway at number 5, Kate Moss. Kate Moss is yet another celebrity who's being dragged into this legal battle without her consent. While Heard was on the stand, she was sharing a story of when she got physical with Depp in defense of her sister Whitney. Amber claimed that they had been fighting on the mezzanine of the stairs in one of his penthouses in March of 2015 when her sister attempted to separate the argument. Amber said her sister threw herself into the line of fire, and Amber was worried that Johnny might hurt her sister as he has a past pushing women downstairs. Heard said, quote, she was trying to get Johnny to stop. Her back was to the staircase, and Johnny swings at her. I don't hesitate, and I instantly think of Kate Moss and stairs. This is the second time Amber has made this claim. During the UK libel trial in 2020, Heard was describing the same fight and said, quote, I remembered information I had heard that he pushed a former girlfriend. I believe it was Kate Moss down the stairs. And at number 4, the ACLU. After the lies Amber Heard told the ACLU, it's clear the organization does not like her and her broken promises. One of the worst cases of Amber Heard lying is in regards to her donations to the ACLU, since it's so easy to get to the truth. During her divorce proceedings, Amber went on record stating that she would donate the proceeds from her divorce to Children's Hospital of LA and the ACLU within 10 years. Since she won roughly $7 million, the organization was expecting $3.5 million in donations. During the recent trial, the ACLU says she gave them less than half of her $3.5 million pledge. ACLU executive Terrence Doherty said the nonprofit received 4 donations in Amber's name so far, totaling only $1.3 million. Only $350,000 of that came from Heard directly. Johnny Depp even wrote them a check for $100,000, and Amber Heard asked for that money to be credited to her. The ACLU says the other payments included $500,000 from a donor-advised fund at Vanguard and $350,000 from a donor-advised fund at Fidelity. The ACLU believes a large portion of this money came from Elon Musk, Heard's former boyfriend. And at number 3, Milani Cosmetics. Milani Cosmetics got involved in the case when Amber Heard's lawyers claimed that Amber would use their color-correcting palette to cover the bruises Johnny gave her. During her trial, Amber's lawyers stated that Amber would walk around with makeup constantly in case she ever needed to cover a bruise that Johnny had given her. In court, the lawyer held up Milani Cosmetics all-in-one correction kit, while telling the jury how Heard concealed alleged bruises on her face. Although it's important, the lawyer never claimed that Heard used that specific product. Even though the makeup brand could have just left it alone, they decided to get to the truth and prove that the makeup palette her lawyers were talking about was not even released until 2017, meaning there was no way she used it to cover bruises from Johnny. So clearly the Milani Cosmetics employees are team Johnny Depp. And at number 2, Jennifer Grey. Jennifer Grey, the former fiancée of Johnny Depp's, is also being put into the conversation surrounding this trial. Grey has stated that the trial, quote, breaks her heart and she wishes that it was resolved. Grey and Depp were engaged in 1989, adding that she, quote, thinks it's sad and wishes everybody well. But she did admit that in her relationship with Depp, he was possessive and would get into fights at bars regularly. The pair were in a long-distance relationship at one point during their trial, and apparently at this time he started to get in more trouble with the law, saying in her book, quote, Johnny was commuting every week back and forth from Vancouver, but had begun more and more regularly to be getting into trouble, fights in bars, skirmishes with cops. According to The Independent, she continued, quote, he'd start missing his flights home to LA having overslept. When he did come home, he'd be crazy jealous and paranoid about what I'd been up to while he was gone, which is similar to what Heard has said about him. Amber Heard has testified that Depp was incredibly jealous of Heard's friend and co-star James Franco. And finally, at number 1, Amanda de Cadenet. Prominent Me Too supporter Amanda de Cadenet used to support Amber Heard in her claims against her ex-husband, but after she heard the audio recording of Amber being verbally harmful to Depp, she distanced herself from Amber. De Cadenet was supposed to testify in support of Amber at her trial, but decided against it in light of the new information. In a statement, de Cadenet said she was appalled and shocked to hear Amber Heard was speaking to Johnny.